Well, it is hump day, so if you're like me, you're ready for a getaway. Joining us now is CBS travel editor Peter Greenberg. Joining us from where this week, Peter?
Today from the Four Seasons in Marrakesh in Morocco.
No. Oh, I knew I was going to be envious, and I am. All right. Well, someday you'll have to tell us all about Morocco. Getting to business, though, we are less than 1 week out from Election Day here in this country, and that deadline has some of us looking for an escape. You wrote about hotels offering deals on your site, petergreenberg.com. So what did you find?
Well, there are a lot of hotels that are offering deals, especially a number of resorts in the United States and also out of the country. There's one resort in Barbados called the O2 Resort. They're offering an election detox deal, no matter whether you're red or blue. It's about a 65% discount on their spa services. And of course, everybody gets a bottle of champagne, which allows them to either celebrate or commiserate. So that's, and you can book that up until November 4th, if you get my drift. Other hotels are lowering fares, not because it's an election, but because the demand is down. Simple as that. And the demand will stay down until about the week before Thanksgiving. So you'll see deals across the board within the U.S.
Yeah, so if you have some flexibility and you can get out now, do it for sure. American Airlines is deploying some new technology to snuff out so-called gate lice. For those who don't know, it's not actual bugs. It's slang for those people who we all love, who swarm the gate and try to skip the line before their actual boarding time. So why are gate lice such an issue for airlines?
Well, for anybody who's been traveling in the last 10 years, you know that they have about as many as 8 or 9 different boarding groups on airlines. I like to joke that if you're in boarding group 8, that means you have a personality disorder. If you're in boarding group 9, that means you haven't taken your meds. And if you're in boarding group 10, that means you've taken too many meds. But all joking aside, if you're in boarding group 8, you already know that by the time you get on the plane, there'll be no space for your carry-on bags. Those overhead bins will be full. It's a physical impossibility for any airline these days to carry them all because they've added so many extra seats. So people are trying to get into boarding group 2 when they're really in boarding group 5, boarding group 1, they're really when they're in boarding group 4. And what American Airlines is doing, they're testing this at 2 airports, Tucson and Albuquerque. They've got a special system that, as you get to the gate and you take your boarding pass with that barcode and you put it under the reader, if you're not in the right boarding group, a loud, audible alarm will sound, and you will be shamed to the back of the line. And this is what's going on right now.
I was going to say, I think a lot of people would be happy to see those people shamed, if I might be blunt. This week, there was a winter weather advisory in, believe it or not, well, you know this, parts of Hawaii. A couple places on the Big Island saw several inches of snow. So, obviously, when we think of Hawaii, a lot of us picture a tropical paradise year-round, 24/7. Not a winter wonderland. Is this something people should be mindful of now when they're booking a trip to Hawaii this time of year?
Well, here's a little surprise for you. The U.S. ski team trains every year at the top of Mauna Kea on the Big Island.
No.
So the fact that they're getting snow in some lower regions, not so much of a surprise because they've been getting snow on the Big Island of the upper altitudes for quite some time. There's no such thing as snow removal equipment at the airport because it never gets down to that level. But at the upper altitude level, they get it, and it's quite amazing.
I had no idea. I mean, you learn something new every day, and that was my new fact for my Wednesday. Peter Greenberg, thank you so much for joining us this week, as always, and I hope to chat with you next week.
You got it, Dana.
All right. And again, Peter Greenberg, CBS travel editor. You can check out his website, too, if you'd like more information.